Good evening, it's the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro, and what you've all been waiting for is here. Our predictions for the winners of the 2019 Oscars.
Let's start off with Best Picture, Cole. Roma, we obviously think is going to win. I want to do a little disclaimer, just because I have personal issues with the movie that prevent me from loving it as much as other people doesn't mean I don't think it should win Best Picture. It's obviously gonna be the most remembered film of the year. It's considered a masterpiece. That's just how it is. Roma is gonna be considered one of the best films of all time, and people are gonna be remembering it years from now. So is this a good Best Picture winner choice? Fucking
Absolutely.
Yes. I like The Favorite more on a personal level, but this is the right movie that they should be giving Best Picture to.
The runner-up here, I would say, is definitely Green Book. I think if there's any movie that can upset, it is Green Book, and I'll tell you why. Because PGA. And also the fact that Green Book can take home a little nice package of, screenplay, supporting actor, picture, which is enough. Movies that
Goes together well. It's a nice package. If you can get screenplay, you can get picture.
look at Spotlight that won 2 Oscars and had won screenplay. So
if The
Roma
Favorite
could
doesn't win screenplay, watch out.
If Green Book beats The Favorite for a screenplay, I'll be like, oh, what's happening? Is it happening? I'd still probably bet on Roma at that point, but I think that will be the indicator. If The Favorite wins, Green Book's goodbye. Green Book definitely is a movie that thinks it's more important than it is. I mean, I personally thought that the movie was just so heartfelt and great, and just a great movie about friendship. I loved watching the movie, but I'm not gonna pretend like it deserves Best Picture because it's not a movie that's great at representing the racial tensions of today at all.
Wonderfully entertaining. Witty, just a fun movie to watch. Does it progress anybody at all? No, if anything, it can give you kind of the wrong idea that we're in post-racial times because everybody can be friends.
Roma and BlacKkKlansman, and even I would say Black Panther are better movies about racial tensions in America today.
Yeah. Is Green Book a racist movie? I don't think it's racist. Is Green Book a woke movie? Absolutely not. Can BlacKkKlansman or The Favorite win? I see nothing to suggest that those are going to win.
I mean, if The Favorite was going to win, it would have won BAFTA. If BlacKkKlansman was going to win, it would have won something.
I just don't see any of that. A Star is Born's dead in the water at this point for a win. Director, Cuarón.
It's Cuarón.
This is one of the most obvious categories.
Cuarón's winning. He hasn't lost anything and he's winning, so
yeah,
done. Actress, Glenn Close, the wife, is your safe bet. She won the Critics' Choice. She won the Golden Globe. She won the SAG. Lady Gaga tied the Critics' Choice and Olivia Colman won the BAFTA. But overall, could there be an upset in this category? Maybe. But, the Oscar, is what Glenn Close needs. And she's winning stuff so that they can give her the Oscar, ultimately. This is the end goal, folks. And if she doesn't win it here, it's pretty disappointing.
Coleman could win, Gaga could win, but they're not as likely. Best actor at this point is just Rami Malek.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. He's such a clear front runner. We didn't know it was happening for a while, and now he's a clear front runner. He just keeps winning.
He won the Golden Globe, he lost the Critics' Choice, but he won the SAG and he won the BAFTA. So what do you got? I mean,
it's true. He did lose the Critics' Choice, but they didn't like Bohemian Rhapsody because they're critics. Yeah. Supporting actress, so Regina King. You might be saying, well, she got snubbed for the SAG nomination. She got snubbed for the BAFTA nomination. I think it's because they must not have seen the movie. I just don't get it. And I think because she is in this category, she's going to win.
I don't think it's as unanimous, though, because the year is very much like the year where Sylvester Stallone was snubbed at SAG and BAFTA, and people still thought he was going to win the Oscar, but then he lost to the BAFTA winner, Mark Rylance. Also, somebody who wasn't nominated at the Oscars won the SAG, which also happened this year with Emily Blunt. It's actually crazy how it parallels. I still think Regina King might win. I think it does definitely show that the SAGs didn't nominate her. It doesn't happen that they award people who weren't nominated, and I do think it's because they didn't see the movie, but also the Oscars did not nominate Beale Street for Picture, so maybe they're not even the biggest fans of it. Rachel Weisz is definitely the runner-up, I would say. Amy Adams hasn't shown that she has that much steam.
Rachel Weisz probably the upset here, but I still think Regina King
Would you
win.
say Marina could,
blow my mind? Yeah, maybe, because this is a very confused category overall.
I mean, every time Regina King is nominated, she wins, so I think that's a good sign.
Yeah. Supporting actor, Richard E. Grant couldn't even win at the BAFTA, so you're going to have to go with Mahershala Ali for Green Book. He's been sweeping. He's going to continue to sweep.
Yeah, he's going to get his second Oscar for supporting actor. I think people were a little is he going to win 2 Oscars? Whoa, okay, but it's going to happen, so... Adapted screenplay.
Spike Lee's winning an Oscar.
Spike Lee's going to win his Oscar. I mean, doesn't that just sound great to you? Like, the Oscars are going to love to give Spike Lee an Oscar. He's been so overdue for long. BlacKkKlansman is making up for so much of him being snubbed for his past work. Beale Street might have won the Critics' Choice. The Oscars didn't even nominate Beale Street, and they liked BlacKkKlansman much more. So I think that's pretty obvious.
Last year, we really enjoyed seeing Jordan Peele get up on the stage with an Oscar in his hand over 3 Billboards, which is one of the front runners, and it's just it's another exciting pick to have, Spike Lee winning this Oscar. Barry Jenkins already won an Oscar.
Yeah. Original screenplay is a little tough. Like we said, if Green Book wins, that could give it some momentum to take home Best Picture.
First Reformed is a potential upset, but I think it's more Green Book or The Favorite because those are nominated movies. It'd be really weird if they gave it to First Reformed.
But like we said, The Favorite actually hasn't won as many awards as we thought and hoped it would. It didn't win the Golden Globe. It lost to Green Book. It lost the Critics' Choice to First Reformed, and it won the BAFTA. I mean, as obvious as that seems.
British. Yeah, but Cole, I remember one year where people were like, Manchester by the Sea is going to win the Oscar, and then La La Land starts winning these screenplay awards. So when people were like, La La Land's winning screenplay? Wow, whoa, 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 whoa. But nonetheless, Manchester by the Sea is still at number 1, and it still wins the Oscar. This could be an upset where Green Book wins. And Green Book is a strong picture contender. So why would you underestimate it, The Favorite is not even as strong. But The Favorite has just a brilliant wit and screenplay, and it's still at number 1. And Gold Derby is mostly right. So I'm just going to go with The Favorite. I think it's 60-40, though.
Yeah, I would probably go with The Favorite, but I would watch out for Green Book. Cinematography is Roma. Cold War won the ASC, but that was weird, and they are weird sometimes, so Roma's winning.
Roma's winning. Cold War could, shockingly upset, but
do you want to know a fun fact, though? The ASCs have given a foreign movie cinematography. This is the 3rd time, and none of those movies won the Oscar.
Costumes. Tight category. Both costumes and production design. Is it The Favorite or is it Black Panther? Let's give some background here, folks. The Critics' Choice gives it to Black Panther and Black Panther in these categories. Correct. The BAFTAs give it to Favorite.
They didn't nominate Black Panther, though.
But Critics' Choice, I think that's important. Maybe there's more passion for, Black Panther's innovative style. I mean, The Favorite was freaking gorgeous, amazing, funny costumes. But Black Panther seems to have, a little bit of an edge for the fact that it has this thing we haven't seen.
Justin.
We haven't seen it.
Mad Max, which won costumes and production design for the innovative world it created. The guilds, the Art Directions Guild and the Costumes Guild. Unfortunately, The Favorite and Black Panther are in different categories. One is period, one is fantasy sci-fi. So that's not helping to determine who's winning because they're both winning in their respective categories there. You could call it a coin toss. I might say that maybe they'll split the awards. Maybe Black Panther wins both. I don't see The Favorite winning both.
I see Black Panther having maybe an edge on costumes, actually.
I think so as well. I mean, when that movie came out, people were really hyping it up for costumes. I remember that. I might go with Black Panther for both, honestly.
In previous years, we had Fantastic Beasts beat La La Land. That was pretty absurd. It beat La La Land and Jackie, in fact. We had Grand Budapest Hotel beating Into the Woods. That is actually kind of interesting because that was, again, the more innovative pick. Yeah, I feel like I'm feeling Black Panther here, to be honest, in costumes. I'm feeling Black Panther. In production design, tempted to just also say Black Panther.
Yeah, I think so. I just think that the Critics' Choice Awards are really important for those two categories, and I think people did underestimate when it won.
Coin toss category.
I'm going for both on Black Panther, actually.
Sure.
Film editing. Right now we got Vice at number 1, which has been number 1 for a bit because they snubbed Stars Born Roma and First Man. And then the BAFTAs gave it to Vice, which affirmed people who thought Vice was winning. But let's take a look at here. The Eddies gave it to Bohemian Rhapsody.
And the Eddies didn't give Vice comedy, they gave Favorite comedy.
Vice is a weird movie to win editing. Some people might think that the style didn't serve the movie that well. Bohemian Rhapsody has so much fucking love for it that people who love the movie are obsessed with the movie.
Vice is the showiest editing pick here, and that's why it's number 1. And it did win at the BAFTAs, but the BAFTAs love to pick that showy editing shit. Bohemian Rhapsody, I actually think just had really good editing, and it's not going to throw as many people off as people were turned off by Vice.
That's actually not that true, because a lot of times I actually do see a lot of people commenting about how Bohemian Rhapsody had like okay editing, and they're like surprised to see it nominated. And you guys might be disappointed to know that it might win. And I think it is. I am going to say Bohemian Rhapsody though. If The Big Short couldn't win editing, then like why would Vice? Creating like the Live Aid scene, a lot of the concert stuff, I think people are really going to take to.
Yeah, that's kind of what will sell it, I think. Is
sometimes the editing's very punchy and like, you know, have punchy montages and
text,
editing to
screens.
Music, like good stuff. So I just think Bohemian Rhapsody probably will win editing.
There's a lot of reasons
and
why
also the fact that it's an
shine.
entertaining movie for 2 hours and 20 minutes, I would say.
Yeah. I think the Live Aid scene, though, like, is the reason it will win editing and sound mixing,
I
too.
agree.
Could there be an upset from any of these movies? Yeah, maybe.
At the Eddies, Bohemian Rhapsody beat all the movies that people thought were more likely to win Star is Born, Roma, First Man that weren't even nominated here. So, like, if it can beat all those movies, it can beat these movies, I think.
Makeup and hairstyling.
It's
Why
gotta be
wouldn't it be Vice?
The Makeup Guilds actually gave 2 awards to Vice, and the movies in the past that have won both these awards, like, all won makeup, like Darkest Hour and The Lord of the Rings, for example. Like, of course Vice is winning makeup. I mean,
Why wouldn't it?
Why wouldn't it? It's Darkest Hour, so it's winning.
Best score? We gotta hope it goes to Beale Street. We gotta hope it goes to Beale Street. But it might not go to Beale Street. It might go to something really random, Mary Poppins or Black Panther. But I freaking hope it goes to Beale Street. The only reason I don't know is because Beale Street has been the hopeful frontrunner in a lot of these music categories to be beat by like First Man and what was the other one?
Star is Born beat it at the BAFTAs.
Yeah.
So wherever we think Beale Street's winning, it doesn't win. But again, it's not versing any of those here.
Because the nominations were weird.
None of the other movies have really won any major awards either. So this category is kind of a mystery.
Well, Black Panther is nominated for a lot, so I think that could possibly win.
Yeah,
and just upset. It'd be weird. It'd be weird if Black Panther won. I hope Beale Street wins, and I'm still going to predict Beale Street because I don't see anything else.
I think there could be an upset. I'm worried about this category.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see Black Panther and Mary Poppins taking it. I really could.
I'd be pissed. I mean, Beale Street has the best score.
Beale Street's, we both love Beale Street's score. It'd be really unfortunate.
Best song is The Shallow. There's nothing else that will win song. Probably like the most locked category besides like Cuarón for director.
No,
honestly.
I think it's more locked than Cuarón. I think it's just the most locked category ever to be.
Sound editing. This could be a wookie woo.
It could be a wookie woo.
You know why it could be a wookie woo? Because First Man, we didn't feel a lot of passion for that, did we, when the nominations came out? And there's some good picks in here. A Quiet Place, though not nominated in sound mixing, like maybe they want to honor that movie. Maybe they want to honor Bohemian Rhapsody in sound editing. I don't know. Just maybe. Roma maybe gets a sound win in one of these 2 categories, even though it's number 5 because the sound is so innovative.
Anything could win, and I say that because while First Man clearly has the best sound, I don't know, Justin, they hated it, and if they won't nominate it for categories it deserves to win, are they going to give it a category that it deserves to win? Also, First Man lost sound at the BAFTAs to Bohemian Rhapsody. Maybe it is safe to just bet on First Man because I think the category is such a toss-up that I could predict Bohemian Rhapsody and then it could be Roma.
Or it could be First Man.
And it could be A Quiet Place.
Or it could be a First Man. And then you'll say, dang it, I didn't get that. And everybody else did, which puts you behind in the race.
Exactly. That's why you got to predict the frontrunners a lot of the time.
Here I go with First Man, but I'm anticipating a spoiler, and I'm afraid once again. Is it going to win sound mixing too? It's not the frontrunner in sound mixing. Star is Born is the frontrunner, and A Star is Born is not going to win sound mixing.
Not winning sound mixing.
It might win sound mixing.
It could maybe win.
But Bohemian Rhapsody
is winning. You know why?
Mixing.
Literally today or yesterday, the Sound Audio Society or whoever it is that does the Sound Mixing Guild, they gave it to Bohemian Rhapsody, and it beat Star is Born. And Bohemian Rhapsody won sound at the BAFTAs. And if you're in denial and you think Star is Born's winning, I just want to point out that a lot of times people thought Star is Born was winning awards, be it picture, be it actress, be it actor, be it whatever. And it didn't win shit. It has not been winning these awards.
Can we also mention that Bohemian Rhapsody has a sound editing nomination where A Star is Born does not?
Exactly.
I mean, there's more passion for the sound of that movie, but I think Bohemian Rhapsody's sound was honestly like really great. I don't know how A Star is Born is going to be more impressive than that. It's a really impressive movie when it comes to the sound and the music and everything. So It's definitely stealing A Star Is Born's thunder, just as it did at the Globes. Best visual effects. Why is Avengers the frontrunner? Because the Avengers won the Visual Effects Society Award. And their nominations really paralleled what we see here. Because they didn't nominate Black Panther.
And they didn't nominate Mary Poppins.
The visual effects went to Ex Machina one year.
That's
that you
true.
and I remember when Mad Max and Star Wars were contending.
Crazy.
I don't know how that happened. You don't know how that happened. But here Avengers is the safe pick. Could it be another movie?
Absolutely.
Freaking sure.
Here's why I think it could be another movie. Is because do the Oscars like giving Marvel Oscars? They haven't. And Black Panther's going to win a couple maybe because it's Black Panther. But Avengers is not Black Panther. And Avengers has not won an Oscar before. And it's a weak category. And I think that maybe they don't respect Avengers enough to give it visual effects. And maybe they'll go with Ready Player One, which is from, Spielberg. And I actually watched a couple clips from that movie. It's pretty wild.
Cole, I disagree with you on the Avengers thing. I don't think that there's anything that says that Avengers doesn't have respect just because it's not nominated in other categories. Like, for the visual effects, they may very well be a lot of Academy members that like the Avengers and would be like, yeah, I'll vote for that for visual effects because I like that movie. I mean, it has some pretty good reviews.
I think what might separate it, though, honestly, is Thanos. Because, Thanos as a visual effect is very good. Infinity War has a lot of different environments and characters, too, because it's such a big, bloated movie. So I do think it is the front runner.
It has
and
the most
VFX Society picking it is just all you really need to say it's the front runner.
The icing on the cake.
Best animated feature. I'm very glad that The Incredibles got beat out because The Incredibles shouldn't be winning. It's not as good as the first one. It's
the winner will be
B-level
Spider-Man.
Pixar, despite what others say. It's going to be Spider-Man.
Documentary. Free Solo is the front runner now, Cole. It's beating RGB.
It should be the front runner.
And
it won the BAFTA. It won the Eddie for documentary. That award has actually correlated quite strongly with the Oscar wins recently. I don't see why RBG would beat it. Free Solo has better reviews. It's a really cool movie, and it's going to win, I think.
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. It's hard to imagine a movie coming from the bottom here because I feel like Free Solo has a lot of passion behind it. Foreign language film, Roma. Goodbye.
Oh, I do want to say this. There are people who think that they're going to split. Oh, because they're giving Roma a picture, they're going to give Cold War foreign film. And I agree that Cold War would win if Roma wasn't here, but there's no evidence that they would do this. The Critics' Choice did not do it. The BAFTAs did not do it. They gave it foreign film and Best Picture. So why would you think this? Don't do that. Do not risk that. That is just a dumb mistake.
The short films, don't bet money on the short films. The short films are the hardest categories to predict. It's likely that one or two of the front runners in this category are going to lose to just maybe number 2 or 3.
There have been times where I accurately, I actually did better on the short films than others because I got 2 out of 3 where most people got 1 out of 3. Sometimes you can do better than others, but overall, you're pretty safe picking the number ones on Gold Derby. Right now, Bao is number 1 for animated. And
hard to go against that one.
It's hard to go against that one because that's the Pixar short. The Pixar short wins a lot.
But sometimes it doesn't win. Sometimes it's beat out by some other random movie.
Like Sanji's Super Team lost. And that was actually a really good Pixar short. So Bao could lose also because I see a lot of people being very confused about Bao. And Weekends, I think, is the runner-up. As Gold Derby says, Weekend is the runner-up. People who have seen Weekends on Letterboxd, for example, really love Weekends. I think Weekends could totally win. I think it's kind of a coin toss, but, obviously, to be safe, you might want to go with Bao. Because, again, if you pick Weekends and you get it wrong, then you are behind. And that's not good to be behind on the short films. In documentary, we got Black Sheep, which is about racism, and Period End of Sentence, which is about women. I would say probably Black Sheep is the best pick here. I think Period End of Sentence is probably the runner-up.
Marguerite is, leading, but a lot of people think Skin. Some people think Fauve.
I'm looking on Letterboxd right now, and Skin, which is considered the runner-up on Gold Derby, someone said if only these people had seen Green Book, none of this would have happened. So it seems like it has a very one-dimensional view of race, is what people are saying. So I don't know.
2.7.
Skin that's a really weak rating for a short film to win the Oscar, so I wouldn't bet on Skin.
Yeah, people seem to think it's very problematic, so that could hurt it for sure.
Fauve has the best reviews. Fauve has a 4.0 on Letterboxd, which is very high. Marguerite has a 3.5. People really like Fauve. I gotta say, people really like Fauve. And sometimes I do like to take a risk in these categories, and maybe I'll pick Fauve, even though it's number 3.
Well, Marguerite being about elder LGBTQ people, makes it more of an important movie. So there's that.
Those are our predictions for the Oscars. And stay tuned, because obviously we're going to have a crazy reaction video for you folks when the Oscars come around. What do you think could be a crazy upset at the Sunday Oscars?